They gave him a number instead of a name. 3 years in that cell, and not once did anyone call him by it. He wasn't the strongest prisoner in that camp. He wasn't the highest-ranking officer. But he was the one who did the one thing every guard in that prison swore was impossible. He walked out, and he didn't walk out alone. This is the story of 3 American pilots, one impossible plan, and the 90 seconds that decided if they die free or die trying. It's 1969. Somewhere in the jungles of North Vietnam, there's a prison camp the men inside have started calling the zoo, because that's what they are here. Animals, watched, fed just enough to stay alive, broken down just enough to stay obedient. Captain Daniel Reyes has been here for 14 months, shot down over enemy territory, parachuted into rice paddies, captured before he even hit the ground. He shares a cell block with 2 other pilots, Lieutenant Commander Tom Ashford and a young reconnaissance flyer named Michael Chen. Different branches, different backgrounds, one thing in common. None of them plan on dying in this camp. Every morning starts the same, guards banging on the door before sunrise, a bowl of rice with something floating in it nobody wants to identify, interrogations that aren't really interrogations, they're just punishment with questions attached. Reyes has learned the rhythm of the camp better than the guards realize. He knows which guard falls asleep on the 2 a.m. shift. He knows which section of fence hasn't been repaired since the monsoon. He knows exactly how many steps it takes to cross the yard in the dark without your feet hitting gravel. For 6 months, he's been watching, waiting, saying nothing, because one mistake here doesn't mean punishment, it means the wall. It's Ashford who finally says it out loud, whispering through a gap in the wall between cells, using a code they built out of taps and scratches. We're not surviving this place. We're leaving it. Chen thinks it's suicide. Reyes doesn't disagree, but he's done the math already, and staying isn't survival either. It's just a slower kind of dying. They start planning in fragments. A stolen nail becomes a tool. A loose floorboard becomes a hiding place. Scraps of cloth, tied together night after night, become something that might hold a man's weight over a wall. They have one shot. If they're caught planning this, there's no coming back from that punishment. 3 weeks before the escape, a guard finds Chen's hidden tools during a surprise inspection. For a moment, the whole plan is dead. Chen is dragged out, beaten, interrogated for 2 full days. He says nothing, not one name, not one detail. When they finally throw him back in his cell, barely conscious, Reyes leans against the wall between them and taps out 3 words in their code. We're still going. It's a night with no moon, rain hammering the tin roofs just loud enough to cover footsteps. 2:14 a.m. The guard on duty is exactly where Reyes said he'd be, slumped against the guardhouse, rifle across his knees, asleep. One by one, they move, Chen first, still favoring the leg they broke during interrogation. Then Ashford, then Reyes, last man out, easing the door shut behind him so it doesn't creak. They cross the yard in total silence, every step calculated, every breath held. Then a dog barks. Somewhere behind them, a light flicks on. They don't run. Running means noise. Noise means death. They freeze against the wall, backs pressed into the stone, waiting to find out if the next 60 seconds are the end of the story or just the beginning of it. The light goes out. They move again. At the fence line, the makeshift rope holds, just barely. Chen goes over first, dropping hard on the other side, biting down a scream as his bad leg hits the ground. Ashford next, then Reyes, and this is the moment, the one where a single sound, a single misstep undoes 14 months of watching, waiting, and planning. He clears the wall. They're outside, for the first time in over a year. None of them are looking at a cage. They're looking at jungle, darkness, and a chance. They don't celebrate, there's no time. Somewhere behind them, a siren starts to wail. The camp knows. 3 men, no map, no supplies, enemy territory in every direction. But for the first time in over a year, they're running towards something instead of away from it. Whether they make it out of that jungle alive, that's a story for another day. But this was the night 3 American pilots proved that even the most impossible cage has a way out if you're patient enough to find it.